Welcome back. Borders and Borders Hotline. Bob Pompeani and Paul Zeise with you at 412-575-2600. The Penguins putting the finishing touches on a 6-0 win. 4:48 left. Things have gotten a little nasty here at the end. PK Subban, as usual, right in the middle of it, Paul. So if you're Nashville, I think the key for them is they got to come out fast, just like the Penguins did. And if not, if the Penguins should go up in this game and make it 1-0 quick in game number 6 or 2-0, you're going to see Nashville, who has not faced elimination yet in this NHL postseason, they're going to have a different feeling. They're going to see something and feel something they haven't yet to feel.
Right. By the same token, we've seen in these playoffs teams that are, desperate seem to be playing much better hockey than the teams that are able to eliminate them. So, again, it's one game. And I think the thing that Nashville can really take sort of solace in is, hey, Pekka is a different goaltender in our own building. He's a much better player than he is in this building. So hopefully Sunday night he comes back, has another great game, and then we'll figure out how, to win a game in Pittsburgh. And that's really, if you're the Predators, if you're Laviolette, that's got to be your message at the end of this game. Listen, forget about it. We're going home. We've been really good in our home building. Pekka has been really good in our home building. Let's win that, and we'll worry about whatever's next, after it.
Eddie in East Liberty, you're first up tonight. Eddie, welcome to the Sports Call. How you doing?
Thanks, Bob. Hey, right about now, I'd rather have Dave Schultz than Justin Schultz on the ice because I think it's going to get a little messy here at the end.
Well, he took a headshot there by Austin Watson, and that was a penalty. And I don't know, that kind of stuff, I hate to see it at the end of a game like this.
Yeah, I talked to your screener. She's beautiful, but she didn't even know who Dave Schultz was. Back in the day, only 50.
Well, you had to go back a little bit. If you're anything under, people under 30 have no idea. But yeah, those of us who follow, thanks for the call, man. Let's go out to John in Brookline. Hey, John, how you doing?
How you doing, man? Thanks for taking my call, man. How you doing?
All right.
I think the Penguins are going to take it in 6, man. I think the Cup's going to be handed out to us in Game 6. Thank you.
All right, to the point. Game 6. That means it'll happen on Sunday, which means a parade will likely follow on probably Tuesday. Who knows? All right, let's go back to Eric in Colliers, who joins us on the Sports Call. Hey, Eric.
Hey, Bob, how you doing?
What's
hey,
up?
I just want to say, the Pens are playing really great tonight. I can't understand it. When they skate the puck into the opponent's zone, they do a lot better job than just trying to bounce it in and chase the puck. They're a lot faster than the Predators. Why don't they just skate it in?
It's not as easy as it seems sometimes, and they had some problems in Nashville with transition passes. They were off the mark. That's where a guy like Letang makes it so easy. He's a one-man zone clearance. So, Paul, tonight they came right out, and the energy was there. I thought the crowd was superb tonight, and it got them going, and they hit another gear that they hadn't hit in Nashville at all.
Yeah, I think that when we've seen this team hit that gear, they are clearly the best team in hockey. There's nobody that can play with them. And the difference between this year and last year is in last year's playoffs, Bob, we saw that gear a lot more. We saw that they were able to find that a lot more. They obviously, like you said, had Letang that changed some things, but the reality is when they get to this gear, I don't think there's anybody that can play with them. And they're making a really good hockey team tonight look silly.
And with that fight, of course, Evgeny Malkin has the Gordie Howe hat trick, which, of course, is a goal, an assist, and a fight in the same game. And Jay Mill on Twitter says, Christopher Litwin on Twitter says, I score, I help, I beat somebody up. That's Evgeny Malkin tonight. All right, let's go out to Francis in Wilkinsburg. Hey, Francis, how you doing?
Hi. Tonight the Penguins played like the Stanley Cup champions that they are. Mm-hmm. And I want to tell a lot of the callers that called in last week complaining about the newscasters, sportscasters that try to analyze and say what the losing team should do to win. Just use your mute, like most of us do. That's all.
All right, thanks. By the way, Nashville's out shooting the Penguins tonight, 24-23, if that matters. Penguins had the lead at the end of 2 with only 19 shots. They don't need a lot of shots. They need high-quality shots, and they'll bury them in most cases.
Yeah, everything is in this building. It seems like with Pekka in goal, or even this young kid Soros in goal, it doesn't matter how many shots they have. They're going to get a bunch of them to go past those guys.
Yeah.
Think about the saves that Rennie made the other night in game, Game 4. He was unbelievable. How about the one where he's goal?
That was on
Gensel. That should be a goal every day of the week. It was like, boy, this guy is now okay. He found his mojo. It's a series now, and guess what? it really isn't. I mean, a guy can't play here for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, that's been the story of this series, but honestly, Pekka Rinne has been consistent in the playoffs. He's played better at home, but he's been not very bad on the road. He's been good, except in this series, he has been awful, and that's one of the reasons why the Penguins will have a 3-2 edge coming into Game 6. Derek in Monroeville. Hey, Derek, how you doing?
Hi, Bob.
Hi,
Hey,
Derek.
if we play like this on Sunday, we will win and take the series. It'll be 4-2.
It'll be harder, but yeah, they'd like to do that. Honestly, and thanks, Derek, for the call, Paul, you want to avoid a Game 7. It sounds nice, bring it home, and it's an automatic win. It's not an automatic win, and we saw in that Ottawa series, you never know. The last thing you would want is a Game 7 if you could avoid it. So Game 6 to me would be one of those, if I'm Mike Sullivan, I said, let's go after this, guys, right here, right now. We have our skate on their throat. Let's complete the mission.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the thing about it is when you really look at it, there's got to be at least a little bit of a good feeling knowing that this team is really bad in your building. So if you do lose Game 6, you're going to have a real big advantage in Game 7. But again, Pekka Rinne, maybe he figures it out for one game. That's the thing about Game 7. You only got to figure out one game, and then all of a sudden, he steals a game and they win the series.
All right, let's squeeze in one more before we go to break. That's Jerry in Hempfield. Jerry, go ahead. Welcome to the Sports Call.
Hey, Paul. Hey, the Pirates, they're in this division is so bad, and yet they're in last place, but only 3.5, 4 games out.
No, it's more than that now.
Okay. Well, who do you look at, they're going to win this division? They're all bad, and the Pirates ain't going to win it, but who do you look at the end of the season?
It's still got to be the Cubs for me. I just look at their team, and I know they have starting pitching issues right now and some bullpen issues as well. But, Paul, the talent is there, and I would not at all be surprised if Theo Epstein goes out and makes a deal to bring in a starting pitcher and gives up some of the riches they have in their system.
There's no question. I mean, they're not getting production from the guys that you'd think they're going to get production from. Their pitching staff has been really underwhelming, but they can make moves. They have money. They'll make moves. They're not afraid to make moves. They're going to do something to get better. But the other part of it is I think they're good. Their top players are going to start playing better at some point.
All right, we're due for a break. We're going to take it right now. You see the number on the Borders and Borders hotline, 412-575-2600. Call it. We'll take your calls next up until 11 o'clock right here on Pittsburgh CW.